Ag Life Media, and Legacy Lessons, also Legacy Bridge Foundation. This is in response to the Cash App support that I've received. I can honestly say that this is some of the worst customer service that I've seen in a long time. And I know that your company is not going to like that, but I've been communicating with Cash App for over a month about one particular situation. And I've realized that there are companies that believe that every customer is right, which I don't subscribe to that. I'm a business also. I have a small business. I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to the fact that when you're doing customer service, you apply yourself to try to understand the person's needs and understand what they are complaining about, and also the good parts, what they are supporting about your business. Cash App is not doing that. It's as if Cash App is working with one sole purpose in mind, and that's to gain more customers. I understand that you want to gain more customers and that you want to bring in more business. I understand that. The more users that spend the most amount of money, that's good for you. But you don't do it at the hands of the customers, of your clients, the people that are bringing those people in. So you're not paying attention to the support that I've provided. Over a month now. It's been over a month. And I've used Cash App for several years. But I did not start doing the referral program until late November, early December, really. So you could go back and see when those $15 referral rewards came in, the first one. I did not do that before that. I don't remember doing any referrals before that. But I do remember the referrals that came in before that. And I took pictures of certain things. And I've sent you pictures of the support showing $20 for referrals throughout December. And also into January. That amount for $20 did not change until January. But prior to that, prior to Thanksgiving, I had the $15 offers, which is what you were giving me for December. So prior to Thanksgiving and prior to November the 30th, it was $15 for probably 2 months. I did not sign anyone up under that $15 spread. If you look, there was nobody that was signed up before Thanksgiving. I began to bring referrals in December when it was $20. And I've sent support for that. So what's going on with the Cash App support, at this point, I'm being called a liar. It's passive aggressive, but I'm being called a liar, stating that I'm doing it under the old codes. If I was doing it under the old code, if I'm signing people up in December under the code that ended November 30th, then it's not supposed to be $15. Actually, if I'm signing up somebody with an old code prior to November 30th, it wouldn't go through because that code expired on November 30th. You don't have any invitations that went through prior to November 30th. That's when it expired. And I sent the statement with the code that said that. All you have to do is match the digits, match the codes. You match the code that shows $15, and then you show the code that was supposed to be for $20. That started in, I believe it was December 1st. But I didn't really apply for any of those referrals. I didn't send those referrals to you until December, which was under $20. So how am I able to sign up somebody under an old code? These were not people that were signed up in November and they waited 14 days into December to sign up and pay that $5 or receive or pay $5 to receive their bonus. They weren't signed up in November to begin with. Otherwise, I would have had pending referrals on my account. My account stated $20 per person. And it said that the other person would receive $5. I don't know if those people received their money or not. I'm not sure. But if they didn't, then that looks bad on me also. That looks like I'm referring a bad product. And Cash App is a convenient product, but the customer service is horrible because you are all reading the same thing and you're all responding with the same thing. This particular statement in this email from Victor, it goes with every support person that I've spoken to on the phone and also communicated with on chat. And that statement is, upon further investigation, I see you were referring to the bonus discrepancy as you were rewarded $15 versus $20 you saw on the app. Looking into your account, I see you were rewarded $15 for each of 16 invites between December 20th and January 8th. Also see one that received $20 in January, which I'm not talking about the late one in January. I'm talking about the ones in December. And it states that, as previously mentioned, our bonus offers are constantly changing. I hope this clears up any confusion. No, it makes it even more confusing, because if they're constantly changing, then my app should be updating as it did this last time. The app should be changing as well. It should tell me when it's $15, when it's $20, or if it's $100. The app should do that. And the supporting information with the photography and the videos that I've sent show that it was $20 within a certain date in December. I think there's one for December 17th, December 20th. And if you just look at the top of the phone, it has the dates there. I included all of that. You have all of the information there that it would take to go back and resolve this. So it's a passive aggressive thing. I would take it better, a little bit better, if you just stated, hey, we don't want to pay you an extra $5 per account, which ends up being about $50, almost $60 or whatever it is, $70. We don't want to pay you that. That's better than you saying, okay, our bonus changes every so often, or it changes all the time. It's constantly changing. That's a breach of contract. It's a breach of contract, because if you're telling people that they're supposed to be paid one amount, you don't pay them another amount. You don't pay them less. Of course, if you pay more, hey, that's just extra butter on top. But you don't pay them less than what you're offering on the app. And I'm sending you the information. And I can't be the only person that's going through this. The other people just probably haven't documented it. But you're dealing with a person that's in media, that's a filmmaker. I create documentaries. I documented this stuff. I created videos also to try to refer people, to bring people on. There were 2 different codes. At any point when I paid attention to it, I used 2 different codes. I didn't use the ones in November or October. October and November is $15. I wasn't referring anybody to Cash App at that point. I was referring people to other businesses, including food business and elsewhere. But each time that I contact Cash App, they give me the same responses, and it's a canned response. This one from Victor is just a little bit different. He added more stuff in it, but the stuff that he added, I don't have a problem with the rejected pieces. I asked one time about a rejected piece, and I wanted to understand why. Could they tell me why it was rejected? Because it wasn't because it was outside of 14 days. The first one that was rejected showed that it was rejected within 8 days of them signing up. And I wanted to see why it was rejected so that I could reach out to that person if I knew that person. I'm not even sure I knew that person. Wasn't sure who it was. But I'm not worried about that one that was rejected or the other ones. The other ones were outside of the 14 days. That's understood. But it's like Cash App keeps repeating that as if that's going to change the fact that they are not paying me what was offered for the program. You don't offer those referral programs and then put an amount on there and then just change it whenever you want to change. You could change it, but you're still supposed to honor whatever code it is that was being added. Whatever code that was $15, you do that one. Whatever code which was $10, when it expires, that's ended. When you're doing the current referral rate, whatever the referral rate is, $20, $25, whatever it is, then that's another code. And that's going to last for however long it lasts. I sent you emails that showed the date of when certain ones were ended, certain referral codes were ending. I sent that. I kept all of that. And you all act like you don't want to see any of it, that you're not paying attention to it. That's horrible customer service. The person that I spoke to before, I'd have to get his name. I spoke to him before, Javier or whatever his name was, Jesus, whatever his name was, spoke to him, nice gentleman. And I told him, I'm not getting answers. I'm getting the same things over and over again. And I gave him examples of why what he was doing, what people were saying was incorrect from Cash App. If I tell you that I'm going to give you $1,000 for, signing up 10 people, and then you give me 500, that's a breach. It's a breach. And then you're on top of that, you're saying, well, our offers change all the time. No, the $1,000 was supposed to last until December 31st. Between December 1st and December 31st, I'm supposed to get that amount. If you offer me 500, you still owe me 500. And it's upsetting to see that customer service can be so bad for a product that's it's convenient. It's a convenient cash process that's competing with Chime, it's competing with Venmo, it's competing with PayPal. And they're trying to compete with banks. But this is among the two worst that I've had a problem with in the last year. The two worst in terms of customer service. I'm providing you that information, and you cannot give me respectable answers. You're giving me canned answers. And I'm guessing that you probably won't even see this video all the way through. It's longer than what you want to tend to. People don't want to take the time in customer service to escalate these situations and to alleviate these situations, to make them right. At this point, I'd be surprised if you even wrote a letter to say, hey, we're not going to pay you. We made a mistake, but we're not going to pay you that amount. We don't have $100 extra dollars to pay you. We're not going to do it. We saw everything that you have. We read everything. I'm reading it with you. I see the pictures, all of this, but we're not going to pay you. Cash App does not want to pay you. I'd be surprised if that even happened, because nobody is owning up to the fact that they're wrong on the side of Cash App. You're making it seem like I'm not reading and I don't see what I see, and that I haven't captured documentation on the things that were being offered within certain amounts of time. And that's incredible to me. Cash App needs to do better with that. They really do. Sean Ray Toole. Any of my clients or referrals that were sent to Cash App, understand this. The card itself and the debit and the banking system is really simple. It's quick. It's easy for petty cash. It's something that you might give to your kids. The customer service is what I have the problem with, because they're not being honest and being forthcoming about what they're doing in terms of the referral service. And some people will say, hey, they don't have to pay you anything to refer. No, but they know that in order to refer people, for people to make those referrals with other people, especially en masse, they have to pay people. It's an influencing type thing. That's what they're doing. So anybody listening, if you're just doing something with just a simple cash type transaction, then hey, go for it. But anything beyond that, if it's customer service involved, you're going to have a hard time. It's tougher, or just as tough almost, as contacting Facebook about monetization practices. But the thing about Facebook is you're hardly ever going to talk to anybody on the phone. At least you could get somebody on the phone or get somebody in chat on Cash App. With Facebook, it's almost impossible to do that. So they're kind of going neck and neck, with Facebook being even worse with the monetization process and trying to figure out how much money you're supposed to be paid, and battling restrictions, making appeals, and all that type of stuff. But for Cash App, this isn't just to bash Cash App. The things that I'm pointing out should make Cash App better, because eventually you're going to get into class action lawsuits about this, because I'm not the only one going through this. And people have been cheated from their money. It's almost as if you're calling people liars, and you're stealing to a degree. You're holding back earnings. You don't tell somebody that they're going to make $50 an hour at a job and then you pay them 40 or even 49. That's a breach. Because each hour you're shorting them basically $1, and it's going to be $50 soon that you've shorted them in a week. And it's going to continue like that. And in this climate, corporate and small business, people will take that very seriously. And Cash App needs to know that before they get hit with a lawsuit.